Hey, Diamond K. That's the intro, Diamond K.
We love it. We love it. Hey guys, look. We're here next to each other.
We're in the cafe.
We're in the cafe. Legendary
Lifestyle cafe. It's a lifestyle right here. Legendary.
So we are here on the RTV show. I'm gonna say right now. But as you see, RTV project here, we are here with a special guest. Before we even tune in, or at least let you know who we have for our guests, I wanted just to say thank you to everyone who continues to watch us. Gotta make sure that we are supportive of those who support us. And we're here at the Legendary Lifestyle Cafe, and it's been over a year, hasn't it?
Yeah.
We actually was like together.
Yeah.
So we're trying something new and improved. And we're hoping that you continue to support. So if you see this live video, just make sure you share it with everyone.
Absolutely.
Okay. So this is August 2nd, guys. New month. You know how they always say new month, new possibility, new energy, everything. So we are here today with a special guest. I don't know if you all know that August is National Black Business Month.
I didn't know that.
You didn't know that?
That's the first I've ever heard that month.
Well, we're going to learn about that. So we are here to celebrate that, but we're also going to talk more about that. We have someone here that will be talking about that. It's great to be in a Black business establishment. He didn't give me a juice, but it was important. We didn't even know actually until today. But we have with us Mr. Sean Stinnett. He's the director of Baltimore Main Streets and the deputy director of minority and women-owned businesses. Again, August is National Black Business Month, so he's going to talk about Main Street and also Baltimore Queen Street, which is also Black-owned business. Thank you, Sean. Let's make sure I see you. So thank you, Sean, for being our guest.
I'm gonna need a pen.
Again, being our guest.
I'm gonna need a pen for this interview.
So usually I have and I said, hey, Sean, what can I even introduce you as? You wear so many hats, but thank you for being a guest on our show again.
Yeah. I appreciate you having me. And of course, last time you didn't have my good dear brother, 300 Men March, but just all around brother Juan. You didn't have him with you when I first appeared, but I'm glad that you have me back. So I truly appreciate you and brother Juan.
Yeah, he wasn't here.
No, it wasn't here.
No. You didn't. Yeah, he didn't bless the space just yet.
You know, he came on as a guest, and then
came on a guest the next day.
He took it over. He blew up the
guest. People loved it. They loved it on the show, and they was like, man, we need you to stay, brother Nance. I said, what? I couldn't have been there for a better sister. You know what I mean? Like Angie's a dope lady. She do it the right way, so I had to support her. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, always. Yeah, I guess I wouldn't be a right mix. Too light skinned brother. That's how I would miss. It needed some spice.
Had to break the monotony.
Need some chocolate up in
it. So Sean, can you talk to us? First of all, I didn't know that it was National Black Business Month. And I guess we can start there because, like I said, we're in a Black business establishment. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, well, I was, of course, by me being director of Baltimore Main Streets with the city of Baltimore, I was sort of doing some work. And actually, to be honest with you, I didn't know either until I was informed by our National Main Street organization that, a National Black Business Month was coming up because, my thing is, even though, of course, this is designated for just Black businesses or, try to encourage folks to really solicit Black businesses. But my thing is we should be doing that every day and any day of the weeks as far as supporting businesses like Juan's business and also Terra Cafe and those of the likes. But yeah, the focus is overall as far as supporting and engaging into all types of Black businesses, not just food and entertainment.
Mm-hmm. Facts, and because it's a lot of Black businesses out here that's a service providers. You have a lot of people that do HVAC. You have a lot of people that do. Shout out to Mike Cornish for the HVAC. We have brothers out here to do landscaping. You know what I mean? It's so many different. You have so many different black businesses, massage therapists. I mean, it's so many different people that can do your accounting, just supporting black business, period. I mean, I'm glad they have a month dedicated to it, but I just think that's something that should be a normal behavior. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Of course, I think that hopefully, I guess we'll just try to look at it that this will be the start.
Yes.
You know what I mean? As far as the continuation beyond. And that's why when I put the post up about celebrating National Black Business Month, it's just this month and beyond. As far as that, you establish those great relationships of different services that you need either to run your business or even just particularly to bring into your own household to actually manage your finances, or, like you mentioned, the HVAC, we have Cold Spring, we have, King Contracting. I mean, it's a lot of companies out there that are very successful when it comes to different types of services. And we need to start looking at them a lot more.
Yeah, because it's I mean, every hand that worked in my business were all black businesses. Like, so all the shelves that was put in, any plumbing, anything like that was all done with black hands. And it was intentional. It was intentional because a lot of times we would self-sabotage a black business before we would get them an opportunity. And all the black businesses that I work with, even down to our vendor that makes our salad dressings, we have better supply, we have better connection with her as another small business than we have with the big businesses that we were getting our paper branded products from. So, it just feels good to just be a black business, but also being a black business, that stands with integrity. I think that's one thing that black businesses don't get credit for. They think we're supposed to just get supported because we're a black business. No, give people a reason to support you other than the fact that you're a black business. You know what I mean? Like, that's what we pride ourselves on at Legendary. So I'm actually, like I said, I'm glad that we're recognizing this month as Black Business Month. But I would just challenge all black businesses to make sure that you are, giving your consumers, black, white, green, cream, or whatever, this high quality service, no matter what industry you're in.
Exactly. I totally agree, and that's why it's like, as far as me running the Baltimore Main Streets, my focus is for this particular month is not only getting more of city residents and even beyond more engaged on who and what Baltimore Main Streets is all about, but also to find out that there are a lot of successful and a lot of great black businesses in these particular areas. Baltimore Main Streets consists of 8 business districts throughout the city. They're from Pennsylvania Avenue, Highlandtown, Hamilton, Laurelville, Fells Point, Federal Hill, Pigtown, and Waverly and Bel Air Edison. I mean, we have a lot of great businesses. I think yesterday was, I started with Pennsylvania Avenue, which was what Carey Hardware Store. And then today it was TNET Holistic Wellness Center over in Hamilton, Laurelville, Main Street. So yeah, we need to, to really start utilizing this services, as much as possible, because the good thing about, as far as Main Streets, they right in the neighborhood. They right in the neighborhood. So they're walking distance that you can go. And also there's, because that's what it's all about as far as revitalizing and really customize the different business resources to these businesses that actually to be able to put the necessary resources in the businesses so they can grow, as well as even trying to attract more businesses as far as in these particular sites, in these particular business districts. Because of course, once we do that, it creates job creation and creates a lot more stability with these particular areas.
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, because everyone that we hired in here are all young people, and majority of them live in the community. So, out of the people that we hired, out of the 4 people, and just to show you how full circle everything goes, one of our full-time person, she actually comes from the No Boundaries Fresh at the Avenue job readiness program. So she completed their program. They came through, did a visit to our cafe, a field trip, and that's, she's hired. She's my full-time staff. And normally as a black business or as a business owner in general, you don't hit it out the park with your first 1 or 2 staff members. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thankful for that. And like I said, just empowering youth, and, leading the way, and giving opportunity to those in your community. You know what I mean? So
and that's something that we need to do more, because those type of connections, we need to have smaller organizations, small organizations like No Boundaries sort of be a training mechanism for potential, employees for a lot of the businesses that are in these neighborhoods.
Yeah.
That's where at least you come with a sense of, sort of comfortable as far as that, that this person is being recommended from this organization that you have for and respect for.
Yes.
It could be a training ground, and that's something, of course, and you mentioned before, we'll talk about a little bit later. That's something that I'm doing in my own personal time, as far as with the clean streets. But as far as, building and establishing these individuals that they can graduate out your program.
Yeah.
As far as that, it's not just this, and then we just look, you aged out or you whatever, or just ends, and we have nowhere to place you.
You have nowhere to put them. And right. It reminds me of a program that my boy, rest in peace, Derek Jones, he started the Save a Dope Boy Foundation, where he was doing. That's where the whole youth workforce development, working with Black businesses, even started. He was getting people jobs at Flight, straight out the mentoring program, and these people are still even working in some of these places. And this is over like 8-9 years ago. You know what I'm saying? So it works. You know what I'm saying? Like it really does work. I just think about all the brothers Munir had come through his shoot, Nacho Bangers started just off Munir letting the brother go and him getting it in. You know what I'm saying? So it's I couldn't agree with you more as far as making sure that it's a holistic approach and 360. Like we're not paying our kids no $11 an hour. We're paying them at $14 and $12 an hour. Like we're not paying them 10 and 5. You know what I mean? Like paying them respectable wages for what they're bringing to the table. So the more people support our business, not because we're a Black business, the more we can keep hiring and empowering young people. Because we tell them they don't work for us, they work with us. You know what I mean?
Right, exactly. And this is something that, our parents brought us up at, is as far as that we don't have to necessarily, look elsewhere as far as, for an opportunity. We can actually look from within, and we need to get back to doing that, to providing those particular opportunities. And that's something, like I said, that you're doing. That's something like, Terrence is doing over at Terra Cafe, because I just ran into a young brother that, and actually it was the first time I've actually officially and physically met him. However, I supported him in sort of in the background of some other things, some other challenges that he had gone through. But Terrence hired him, and I told him, I said, look, man, I stood tall and strong for you. I believe in you. You know what I mean? We're going to make this thing work. We're going to make this thing happen. So you won't, go back and actually, go through or make those certain choices or go through certain things that you've gone through before. So yeah, it's all circle. It's all about as far as us supporting us.
Yeah, because everybody just want an opportunity, man. Opportunity to just be safe, opportunity to be heard, opportunity to learn. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's the soft skills and the things that we instill in them by just our example that's going to change the direction of these young people. Like, they don't feel supported, so they come to workspaces like Terra Cafe, Flight, Legendary Lifestyle Cafe, a variety of other folks in the city. I'm doing anything Land of Kush. Like, they get not only training, but they get the life skills. You know what I'm saying? And that's the part I think that what makes why you have young people still involved in Baltimore Clean Street, because they respect you. They see that you are putting the energy in, and you're not only. It's not about you just giving them money. You're giving them time. You're giving them opportunity to just be boys or girls, just to speak amongst them. You know what I mean? Like, that's important. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times in community, we're talking at our youth, or we're talking about our youth, but we're not talking with our youth. We were talking at them or about them. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't want to be around nobody that's going to keep talking about me and talking at me, and we're not talking with me. That's why we took the approach of, you don't work for us. You work with us, because you work with us, you have a sense of ownership. You're going to go harder no matter what it is, whether it's a classroom, out in the community, or whatever. If you feel like you're a part of it, or you are part of the ownership of it, you're going to actually put more effort and energy into it. You know what I mean?
So the sense of ownership is a real big play. Like Brother Nance said, once they have their hands in it or doing something, they're going to take pride in it. They're going to want to do something about it. They're going to respect, their surroundings, their environments, and those that are playing a big part. So you play a very strong part in the community and a great asset. So we thank you for that. When we talk about the main street, you mentioned there are 8, I believe.
Right.
Could you name those?
You said name those?
Could you name? Yeah.
Okay. So you have Bel Air Edison, you have Pennsylvania Avenue, you have Highlandtown, you have Fells Point, you have Hamilton Laurelville, you have Federal Hill, you have Pigtown, and who am I missing?
What are some of the benefits?
Okay, we got it.
So like
Waverly, that's it, Waverly.
Like, so where I'm at in Broadway East, we're not part of the main street, right?
Right.
Okay. What you
can do, and like I said, and we can have some conversations, especially with you as a business owner, and saying that if you can maybe start having conversation with maybe the community organizations and we can see what type of footprint in your particular area that can justify as far as bringing the Main Street program to your particular area.
I would love to see some of the, what are some of the,
you have to look at it,
Main Street program?
Well, you have to look at it. If you have a combination of commercial as well as residential, that could be a good opportunity to bring that program. You know, I could, because, you know, and right now it's great because right now, you know, I'm talking to a couple of other organizations that potentially could, you know, we could expand, because that's what I'm looking to do as far as expand our Main Street footprint, as far as to bring in other areas to the Main Street program, like Park Heights, you know, like bringing back East Monument Street and Brooklyn, as well as Liberty Heights.
Don't forget York Road. I know you have Greenmount, or you have
Waverly.
33rd, but York Road has a strong area, like near your Woodburn area.
Sure.
A lot of the businesses there as well.
Yeah. Like I said, you know, anybody can get in contact with me if they have any interest as far as expanding. You know, I'll put my contact information in the chat so you all will have it.
Yeah, I like to look into that.
But even if it doesn't suit as far as for the program, you know, we always, you know, and try to encourage business owners, especially particularly minority and women-owned businesses, to become MBE, Minority Business Enterprise, Women Business Enterprise certified.
We need that. We need that over here. We minority and we got a woman on the team. We all
right. Because I've always said that, you know, because when we have so many contracts that are going out, and when you have prime contractors and they constantly submit waivers and saying that there is no businesses that they can subcontract out to that, you know, this particular service, we need to start changing that narrative. Absolutely. We need to make sure that we replenish a lot of new MBE and WBEs into our Baltimore City directory, so when we do have and actually build their capacity, not just only come in and say, look, the only opportunity you're ever going to have are subcontract opportunities. We want to build them to the point of they become prime contractors. Absolutely. But we know, as far as within the city, we know we have a lot of things that we need to do better, and we need to clean up our act, so to speak, as far as to make sure that we provide and making sure we do right by our minority and women business communities.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm excited. Yeah, I'm excited too, because I hear a lot about the program, but like you said, a lot of people don't attempt to do it because they think it's obstacles there that are really not there. I mean, there's a lot of people, even along my journey starting the business in 2013, it was a lot of people along the way helping me in programs, like pouring into me, telling me, hey, this is how you get your minority certification. It's not as challenging as people think. It's just about really taking the time to really do the footwork. You know what I mean?
Right. I mean, folks got to understand, of course, you know, trust me, I wish, and you know it, I wish I could knock on folks' door and say, look, I got a contract. You know, here, sign the papers and you'll start next week. But we can't do that. Of course, it's a bidding process. You know what I mean? You have to do your due diligence, you know, as far as getting certified, but also understand that certification is used as a resource. It's not a guaranteed opportunity that you're going to get contract, or somebody calls you up and says there's an opportunity. You have to market yourself as far as not, you know, to these prime contractors, the ones that's bidding on these contracts, and let them know what service that you can provide that can complement them reaching their MBE or WBE goals. And then there, at that point, you have to make sure once you do that, get that contract, and once you do work, you have to make sure you do quality work.
Quality work, and you got to do your research on your industry so you can know how to bid.
Exactly.
So know how to bid. You know what I mean? You know, because I mean,
we're trying to change the whole trajectory, and it's a process that is slow, but it's slow because we want to do it right. You know, we want to make sure we continue to stay encouraged. And I understand people have some horror stories as from the past. All I can say is, look, I can't change what the past.
You know what? I'm glad you said that, Sean.
Right.
I'm glad you said
all
that.
I can do, and you know that, you know, I love where I come from. You know, trust me, it was a very hard decision as far as leaving 10 years with DGS and doing it. I tell you, that was my training ground, and I love those people like they're truly family, and I would never forget. But it's like to the point that, you know, I believe in the mayor and believe what he's trying to do. And no one can say, well, you always getting folks on the outside. No, you know, I'm homegrown and educated in Baltimore City. So he got me from within, from around the corner from his house. So it's like, you know, but I understand more because I probably, if I went with, I'll be one of those individuals probably complaining just like anybody else.
Yeah.
But just kind of coming in and understanding as far as what we need to do and how we need to change things, and not just continue to patch things up as we've done for years, but because now we need longevity. We need to make sure that we don't fall in the same trap, you know, after, you know, another 3, 4, 10 years or whatever. So it's all about as far as rebuilding our foundation to make sure to get that stabilized, and then we can begin to grow.
And that's the one thing that a lot of our mentors were telling us, or a lot of the partners that were trying to work with us on. That's the one thing they kept saying. We want to make sure we believe in y'all. We want to make sure that all the back end stuff is tight, so you guys can be, you know, a long lasting asset for this community, because we're building the community franchise model. So we expect to have these in communities all over Baltimore City and Baltimore County and beyond. And when we say community franchise model, we mean that the community becomes part owners of the cafe. They become 25% owners. There'll be a cafe that they manage, but we'll be the one to supply everything, even if they don't have the money. You know what I'm saying? Their approval and their energy is worth more than money. You dig what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, a lot of times, you know, Sean, people go in community and they just tell community what they want, and they don't even ask community, hey, do you even want another community garden? You know what I'm saying? Like, which is going to become another eyesore cold spot. No difference.
Right, exactly. And as far as what you're talking about, your vision, excuse me, that's what our office is good at as far as providing those resources. We have one of the best resources, which is Baltimore SourceLink. And that's where you can tap in as far as
he needs to get his notebook.
I need a personal email, bro. I need a personal email, brother.
I'm about to put it in the chat now, brother.
I need that, bro. Let me get my pen.
We're gonna get it. See, he done got up for real. So wait a minute. Listen, everybody, if you are tuning in, I always do this at the half part. But if you're tuning in, we're here with our special guest, Mr. Sean Stinnett. He's the director of Baltimore Main Streets and the deputy director of minority and women-owned businesses, as well as, he put in that chat, as well as the founder of the Baltimore Clean Streets. We're talking about a lot of good things.
Let me say this. I know you said Clean Streets. I'm the originator, the architect is Brother DeWard Thomas.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry.
You know, I can't take, you know, unfortunately, I just started on the northwest side.
I didn't know that it was all.
Brother DeWard.
We're all together.
Everybody.
I didn't know the history.
That's the history.
Northwest. Yeah. I started on the northwest side, but it started with DeWard Thomas. It went from DeWard to Brother Munir Bahar. And Munir called me up and said, hey, can you start a program over west side? And I was like, it's a given. And so
I'm sorry.
Hey, so what you were just talking about?
So he got his notepad.
Oh, you said, what was it called, Brother Sean?
Okay, so what I'm telling you is Baltimore SourceLink.
Baltimore SourceLink.
Yeah, BaltimoreSourceLink.com is the engine which you're looking for as far as that. You know, even if you're startup, or even if you already have your company established and you're looking for growth as far as, you know, looking for funding and all that, it's a one-stop shop as far as provide all that information for you. So we can navigate through it. But like I said, we can offline, we can take some time out and we can kind of go through things together. And that's the best source that we provide for everybody.
You got to know people that know people that know people out here. Baltimore is a relationship town. I keep telling you people, Baltimore is a relationship town. Stop burning the bridges out here. Treat people the way you want to be treated.
Exactly. And the thing about it, and I would say that, and we're actually going to be reaching out to the businesses, particularly in my Main Street locations. We're going to start having resource days. So I've been talking to folks at like Jim Peterson over at M&T Bank, and of course I'm going to be having a conversation with Terrence with Terra. What's his company's?
Terra Business Consultant.
Yeah, right. Yeah, because I want to bring. I want to bring his company in as far as with these resource days. So really trying to to reach out to folks where I know that folks has a history and knowledge of the city and of what certain areas need, and really start growing that way. So so that's what we're going to be building and working on.
Yeah, I know we're not in the Main Street footprint, but if you guys ever want to do a lunch and learn over here at the cafe, we definitely open to that as well.
Oh, beautiful. But like I said, reach out to your community and see if a particular area, if not your immediate area, but somewhere in that neighborhood, it possibly could be, a Main Street program could come over, or even, as Angie was saying, that, upper parts of, Greenmount, York Road or whatever, maybe we can expand Waverly, or like I said, or bring another program into that particular area. So, I'm up for, anything as far as sitting down and figuring out what works and what could be really work for everybody. So, I'm always open, I'm ready to talk and sit down.
And I know you mentioned some, but could you give the full benefits of being a part of the Main Street?
Yeah, we come in as far as the city, just pretty much it's an open door, provides you with customized services as far as to making sure that one, not only the neighborhood thrives, but also that business thrives and that business grows. Of course, everybody's coming out of this challenge of the pandemic. So of course, a lot of businesses took the opportunity as far as applying for different PPP loans and or grants and so forth. So we're the ones as far as provide you with that information, and also work hand in hand with the Baltimore Development Corporation with BDC. They also help you in applying and also administering grant opportunities as far as to upgrade your facade, your exterior of your business. And but like I said, with me representing and coming out of the mayor's office, I make sure that we do our part as far as coming from the mayor's office. So just like right now, for the last month or so, we've been conducting every Tuesday and Thursdays. We've been conducting listening and solution session tours as far as throughout our Main Street sites. Of course, tomorrow we're taking off because of National Night Out, and we're respecting that honor.
Thank you for reminding.
But yeah, we're actually going to and going in and out of these businesses and asking questions and making sure that they're aware of what grant opportunities and what other resources they're available, but also even address some things that they maybe not getting a quick response, like the trash issue or like public safety issues and so forth. I'm actually walking these beats, not only with the main decision makers as far as coming from these city agencies like DOT and DPW and so forth, but I'm also even walking with Deputy Mayor of Community Economic Development, Ted Carter, as well as Deputy Mayor of Public Safety, Sonny Schister. So you have them in my group as far as walking, because I'd say, look, the mayor is very busy. We don't need him. We don't need him to address this and that. This is our job to address this. And that's why I say this is our responsibility, that we go into these communities, go into these business districts to address the concerns and the issues that they have, even from, permits and parking situations or traffic calming situations. That's the stuff that we address.
Awesome. Listen, it's a lot going on.
I ain't gonna lie. We can talk about that business stuff all day. You know why? Because a lot of times I'm just speaking for myself, like a lot of times we work in our business and we don't work on our business. You know what I'm saying? That's not just black business, that's just business entrepreneur 101. Like, so work on your business. I would just like to end the business section with like, work on your business. Don't just be a slave to your business. Don't just work in your business. Work on your business so your business can work for you. If not, you're gonna be working in it. So people like Sean Stinnett, brother Terrence, and other brothers, you know, down there doing anything. So I just want to say thank you.
Well, that's even, you know, that you say a good point, and that's something that when I was growing up, as far as learning about business, and particularly from my stepfather, is that, you know, don't be afraid as far as to put a group together that specialize in different areas and start utilizing them more, what we call trade dollars. You know what I mean? Trade those services that you may not have the money because you're starting out, but of course you have somebody to go to be able to, you know, utilize their service, or you allow them to utilize your service on getting, you know, your particular area of your business done. And you know, even to a point, I tell people that, you know, bring somebody in that, of course, of course, we know that you're busy and you have specialized service as far as the service that you provide within your company, but also have somebody that can attend those pre-bid meetings or those, you know, those bid opportunities to sign your name in and say, hey, you know, they can represent you, so you make sure that you don't miss out on the opportunity, whether it be coming from the city or the state.
Yeah, and having a good bail team, a business banker, an accountant, an insurance agent, and a lawyer. Make sure you got a good bail team. That's one thing that we have, and I learned that through going through the city and state program, but having a good bail team. Shout out to my accountant and my banker.
Exactly.
And my lawyer, Landon. I got all the best people in the city on my team. I ain't gonna lie.
And it's all about, just like I said, it's all about building that right foundation, and just take it slow. A lot of folks want to jump out the gun and want to think they're going to make a lot of money off and, but no, it takes time to really plan it out. Writing a business plan, you know, like I said, Baltimore Source Link will you know, has steps as far as to explain as far as how you develop and put together a business plan and really build that infrastructure as far as with them. And that's the only way that you'll find, or you'll be able to get some stability as far as with your business, and then your business can grow.
Facts.
Yeah. Well, keep in mind, it's not age limit. Trust me, I have my daughters. My daughters, you know, they have a business. One of my oldest has a business in selling gourmet strawberries, and then, you know, my youngest one has body scrubs. So it's like they're in Baltimore Source Link as well. You know what I mean? They're reading.
That's
you know, so yeah. So it's you know, it's not age. It's no age limitations as far as that. If you got an idea, you can get it. And like I said, it also doesn't. It shows you, and we can sit down and talk when you're ready to get your certification, your MBE and your WBE. And especially, like I said, for you, Brother Juan, you know, definitely, if you don't have it now, you got to get your MBE.
You already knew my first call is tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly.
You're gonna hear from me. You're gonna hear from my business partner. We are a team over here. Trust me. I'm gonna make sure. But I just want to thank you for that valuable information. You know what I mean? Because again, you know, that's what we're here for at Restoring the Village Radio. We're here to give people resources and highlight those that are doing things the right way. And you've always, ever since I've known you, my brother, you've always done things the right way. You've always been a man of integrity, and I respect that. So let's transition. Speaking of integrity, let's talk about this Baltimore Clean Streets program, which, you know, was started by our brother DeWard. Shout out to brother DeWard for my father's plan. You know, and just getting that started. But where you do it at is near and dear to my heart, because that's where I grew up at, Northwest Baltimore. So I'm glad to see, you know, can you talk about, one, how long your program in Northwest Baltimore been running? That's the first question. And the second question is about how many young people overall have served. I know you probably have the same core people, but I'm sure you had some turnover as well.
Right. Yes. We've been going, I would say, at least a little bit over a year, maybe a year and about 2 months. It's, you know, it was like right after, not too long after, you know, the pandemic, everything had gotten shut down last year. But of course, you know, everybody was still in the move. Everybody was, unfortunately, you know, those bad actors dumping trash out their vehicles or foot traffic and so forth. So, you know, we started with 5 student workers. And, you know, I reached out once DeWard and Munir, you know, explained to me as far as exactly what to do, as far as on how to, you know, to recruit and exactly what the focus was. You know, I reached out to some of my community partners, particularly two that were working at that were community liaisons with Forest Park High School, and reached out to them, and they had got me about 3 to 4. I think it was at the beginning about 3, and then I had 2 of kids that I sort of watched them grow up and was good friends with their parents, and it wasn't even my kids at the time. They didn't believe in it, so we started. Next thing you know, it just started to grow within months. To now, it's like I would say that I probably had at least about I would say about 40 kids that passed through the program that we still have their applications on file, but we have a consistent of about 20 to 25 kids that come out on a weekly basis. Every week we spend 3 hours out on Saturdays. Sometimes we do go out on other days during the week if we have a special, if we're contracted out to do so.
I love that. I love that part. That part right there. That part right there. That contracting part. See, people have no idea that little bit of 3 hours. You just show these young people like, hey, you put in a little bit of hours for this little bit of money. We can get contracts and do this as a professional business.
And it's coming through. It's coming through. I would say, one, we had the fortune that we took over a contract with that the Chimes had, because the Chimes hadn't been out since the pandemic. So we took over a contract that, the Falstaff and Glen communities over in Northwest, they were looking for somebody to take over. And of course, the Glen Association president knew that I had kids, and everything goes to them. If folks donate, and right now, a lot of the money has come out of my own pocket. I'm fortunate enough that, now I'm making some really good money as far as on my daytime, but I put it right back into the community because I pay these kids, mostly out of my pocket, and they receive a stipend of $10 per hour. They walk away with $30 cash that day. Now I do have a set of 5 team captains who have grown and have learned leadership as far as through this program. So they actually earn $40 now. And I'm actually even looking hopefully to be able to, increase everybody at least about $5 to $10, but hopefully in the next couple of months. But overall, we, like I said, we out every Saturday from 10 to 1. This weekend, we actually be out over at Holland Park with the Baltimore ceasefire events. And we'll be out there as far as cleaning things up, or like I said, we at times hit other neighborhoods. We're actually going to be doing some things with Calvary Baptist Church in about 2 weeks. I
love Calvary Baptist Church.
And so we do a lot of different things as far as with different other community organizations. But we immediately our responsibility, our immediate responsibility is within West Arlington and within this particular immediate area. But anybody outside of sort of our Liberty Wabash corridor, and my apologies if you hear the answer machine in the back.
It's okay. I think we got a sound thing.
I did have a question though.
Yeah, but yeah, if anything is outside of the Liberty Wabash corridor, that's where it's like folks going to have to contract this out. But of course, it's the money's coming from me when I know we're keeping my immediate community clean.
Right.
But when it's outside of our community, that's when folks have to really, contract, whether it being 4 or 5 of our kids, 10 of our kids. We have a relationship with Baltimore Terps, with Kwazi Yossi. He hires a couple of my kids every Friday to come and clean the Pimlico public training, the old public training center, the old athletic field in the back over in the Glen community. We keep that area clean, throw the trash out. So that's what it's all about. And like I said, all the money goes to them. My benefit is I get my steps, when we walk around. But my thing is, I rather
that you've been an asset to them and invest in those youth.
Also, I have a question though. How has because one thing, when you see young people cleaning up your community, right? It discourages others from wanting to make it dirty again. You dig what I'm saying? Like, how has the littering or the illegal dumping? That's a thing that's a hard thing. It's not gonna happen overnight. But as far as just like the little littering, like how has that improved, or is it it's pretty much stayed the same?
So it pretty much stayed the same because by us being out on Saturdays, if we've made it controlled, it in some sort because of the weekend traffic.
Mm-hmm.
But the daily traffic, that's where we get a lot of the trash, especially when you look at Northern Parkway and Wabash, particularly. You have a lot of, commuting traffic as far as, people going back and forth from work. So they're constantly just dumping stuff. So that's where you get your old buildup because, Fridays I drive around and see what area, whether it be in West Belvedere, whether it be in, the Woodmere Hilton Road. Yeah.
I saw your post the other day.
Yeah.
We won't go there, but what you've seen, I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, I mean, we see a lot. I mean, we've grabbed, like I said, unfortunately, condoms, with knives, every type of. I mean, we even when we cleaned up an area, I remember we did the Mount Washington area, and somebody had found the head of a deer. But it was a bone. It was the skeleton head of the deer's head. Yeah. So it was like we just find just about everything. But the kids, the student workers, they're trained on how to handle it.
Yeah.
Notify myself or one of the other adult leaders because I have 3 other adult leaders that works under me, and notify us as far as what they found, or initially they'll notify their team captain. And then we'll handle it from that point. But if we go in an area that I'll either just had an uptick as far as certain violence and so forth. We have a partnership as far as with our district commander over Northwest, but also a lot of folks they know who we are. We're coming in, and a lot of people that maybe stand out in the corner, they have respect, because of the kids are coming. And they sort of do a timeout and allow us to do what we need to do, and we get out their way, and they get out our way.
Consistent, so
right.
Consistency is everything, because that's one thing that our youth struggle with believing and wanting to work with adults because no one's consistent.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like,
that's the hard. We talked about that in 300. You know what I mean, and that's the reason why it's like people think that it was so easy just to gather a bunch of men and just we go out. And I'm like, no, we want the ones that you have some consistency as far as coming up, not because the Lakers ain't playing that night,
right?
And now you can come out, but you got to be consistent and you got to really want it. So that's why it's like, we all have a passion, and that's why I think that even from that, my circle has gotten very, very small because I'm not a sideline cheerleader. You know what I mean?
Right. I'm in the trenches, baby. I need to be.
Exactly.
I don't need, and the thing about it, I don't need to be led to do it. I can do it. Right. I can work. It's like I tell people, in order to be an effective leader, you got to be a master student. You got to be able to listen and take direction from others. It doesn't lessen you who you are, your power. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just got to walk and own your square. Like, that's the problem in this in the urban environments in general. Like, we're not competing with each other. We're going to be building with each other strictly.
Right, exactly. And you'd be surprised. And it's funny how I get so many calls from people wanting to partner up. But I'm very particular when you talk about how you partner up, and you got folks that get an attitude and get upset. I'm like, understand where I'm coming from. I'm not, these kids are my
homeboy records. It's not homeboy records.
Right. These kids are my responsibility during this weekend, and I have to make sure that I'm not just bringing anybody or anyone around these kids. So I got to make sure that you on the up and up, but let alone. The kids want to work. So it's like when I bring in choose to bring in other people and you're taking away work from them, they want to earn what they earn. Not just, just let me walk up. I'm not going to put in a good day's of work and I'm going to take my $30 and roll. No, they want to earn, because I have, plenty of kids, like even one of my captains, Simone. She's like, when can we go here and go there where there's a lot of trash? And I'm like, hey, hopefully they can hire us to do it.
Yeah. And I'm glad you said that, like being responsible for these young people. Because I had a young man, I used to teach him in the 5th grade, right? He now works here. I ain't gonna say his name, it's my little bro. But anyway, this week he had came and worked last week, and he was like, Mr. Nance, like, Brother Nance, I kind of like working during the daytime. So I was like, all right, okay, but you're working this evening, you know what I mean? So you're not gonna be here your whole shift. So we got off 2 hours early. But see, I said, bro, because his mother think he's here from 4 to 8. I said, bro, how much you real quick? I said, bro, make sure you call your mother real quick while I'm right here. He gonna say, Brother Nance, I'm gonna stop past my house anyway with the book bag. I said, no, bro, let me call your mother. And you know what? The mother was so appreciative. Just to show him that we're on the same page. Bro, I'm responsible for you until 8 o'clock, bro. So if you go out here in these streets and do something crazy, that's on me. You know what I mean? If I didn't, but I just shared that story to say, like, how you were saying we're responsible for these young people in all aspects, even when they're trying to be slick. You know what I mean? Like,
I tell you, and let me piggyback on your story. When we had a car wash fundraiser a few weeks back, of course we had it, one of the churches in our community, which is definitely a very big supporter of our program and everything that what we do. First Christian Community Baptist Church, Pastor Alonzo Tucker, great. Everybody's great in that congregation. But at any rate, it's a one-way street, and few people got mad at me. Few adults had got mad at me because I refused to allow this person driving down the truck down that one-way street because our kids were going back and forth. And of course, sometimes you never know what people may come out and do this and do that. Yeah. But I told them, I said, no, I understand that. And I understand that. However, if that individual, if I would allow him to come down and one of those kids, like I said, I have, my kids are from 9 to 19, and even 19-year-olds, they run across the street and don't even look. But if something happened to them, that would have been on me. It wouldn't have been on them because the parent, and I had to explain to the parents what's happened. My thing is, no, I need to fight as far as because the safety of my kids, no matter what, under no and any conditions, because these individuals, these parents had left their kids with me. So that's my responsibility. Those are my kids at that particular point. So I need to protect them by any means necessarily to whatever the full extent to make sure that and I turned around a couple parents, actually I ended up gaining probably 2 more parents because they was like, look, this is what my son or this is what my daughter needs. My daughter needs to be provided that type of protection that she doesn't get or he or she doesn't get. And that's what it's all about.
Yeah,
it takes a village.
That's why I say, man, and I tell people all the time, man, it's really not that difficult to engage with young people if you're keeping it real.
Hey, real quick, I don't can Diamond do a 2-shot? I read it. Sometimes I'm seeing like I'm not on that. I'm on. I got cut off or something when I don't see y'all and I just see myself.
Can you see us now?
Right. No, that's perfect. Perfect shot.
Thank you, Diamond K.
Diamond K is all right.
We got the best. We got the best.
I know. I know you're doing the effects and all that. You know what I mean? So it throws me off thinking that I got cut off.
No, wait.
So I mean, I just wanted to. We got about maybe 8 minutes left. I wanted to. Do you have any upcoming events for Baltimore's clean streets that people can support, or is there any way where people can leave their donations at? Also, we already left information about the with your email and all that for the business stuff. But if anything else you want to leave with us,
or your social media,
or social media, or anything that you personally have going on to share with the community.
Yeah, well, Baltimore Clean Streets, of course, it's we accept any type of donations, whether it be in check, cash, or even Cash App, which is $ Be More Clean Streets. For anybody that wants to donate, all the, like I said, all the money goes to these kids. The only thing that I purchase is trash bags, trash pickers, or bottles of water or Gatorade. So everything is clearly, is going to them and going to their hard work that they've been doing for over a year. But yeah, I have kids that are ready to be hired. As far as picking up and cleaning up trash in any of the communities across the city. Of course, out of respect, anything over in East Baltimore, I say give Brother DeWater, because he handles that other side, and I handle the northwest, southwest side of our particular area. So, but yeah,
what's the Cash App again? I'm sorry.
It's the $ Be More Clean Streets.
Clean Streets. Okay.
Yep.
I just put it in the comments.
Yeah.
I'm gonna send a donation this week, bro.
I appreciate it, inshallah. I appreciate it.
I'll send a donation this week. Also, when we order our trash bags, I'll bring a roll up there to you guys.
Yeah, I mean, everybody has been a lot of people have been very, very supportive. I can say that, we've even gotten support from, elected officials like, Councilwoman Mary Middleton and Councilwoman Felicia Porter and Councilman Chris Burnett. We've gotten a lot of support from them, as well as, like I said, a lot of our community partners and just people from my network, that I've have been friends with for years. They've been supporting, and people that don't live in Baltimore. They just know
elders around that area. You got some good elders around that area. There's a lot of homeowners in the Northwest Baltimore area.
Yeah. I mean, we go out. I mean, when we go out and people see us, man, they run that down to us and give us donations, or they come out and say thank you and all that. A lot of folks have said they saw us on television. I would say that one of the few good stories that Fox 45 did and stuff like that. But I mean, I enjoy it because it's all about the kids. It's not me.
You can see that you enjoy it though, bro. Every time I see the pictures, I'll be like, damn, man, I wish I can get out there and help them, man. Like, I mean, every time I see all the Clean Street programs going on, it's not just the joy and I see in the leadership, but you see the joy in the kids. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think it's just about the money. I think it's an opportunity to just have brotherhood and sisterhood and camaraderie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's why I said that, we've had, folks like Joe Gamble and Tavon Mason and their organization come out and donate, computers to a few of my kids. You know what I mean? So it's all about the partnership. Like I said, partnership with, Forest Park High School and the community leaders over there, even the community liaison over Calvin Rodwell Elementary Middle School. I have her son with our organization. So it's all about partnership. And like I said, even with Brother Munir and the core community helped us get started. You know what I mean? As far as with T-shirts, with supplies and all that. And that's what I'm talking about. We have our own,
ecosystem. We have our own ecosystem of resources where we don't have to go outside of our own network.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, exactly. I'm telling you, man. Like, this was a wonderful first interview in the cafe. Radio, Restoring the Village Radio, or Radio on Fire. Like, this was a very powerful show today. I really appreciate your time, bro. Like, seriously, I know you outside of here, but bro, you always got resources, and like I said, you're a giver, bro, and you can feel that it's a genuine place of giving, man. So anybody that
it's the only way to live, brother. It's the only way to live.
Connect with, like, it's a great brother to know. Yeah. It's all about what you know, it's about who you know. Always remember that, brother Nance.
Exactly.
Well, look, we thank you for being our guest. Your second time here. The first time, I just want to say this though. I mean, I know you're not saying it, but the first time you came on, you were running for office, and I just wanted to say that how important it is that not sure what your future is, but to know that even if you are running or not running, or you're not going to ever run again, it shows that you're committed and dedicated to seeing the city be something great. And so let
me say this. I'll give you breaking news.
Okay.
I am never ever running again.
Oh, but I'm gonna say first exclusive.
Let me tell you, and I gotta compliment, of course, my man that I love to death is Dwayne Shorty Davis, and he was like, dude, don't worry about all of this, man. You can make a bigger impact. As far as doing what you're doing.
And that's basically what I want to say, is that you're doing it with or without.
I'm done with all that. My focus and my drive is to do my part within the Scott administration, with the city of Baltimore. I believe in Mayor Scott. And that's my goal. You can stamp that, you can carry it.
Thank God you're not the Doug and Pony show no more, bro. Thank God.
Well, that was actually good. I was just saying that, that was then, and like now you're just here, and it shows just the commitment and dedication. Even for me, like it's not to say I did something because we ran. Like, you're committed, and you are committed to this thing to see our city great. So thank you so much again, Sean, for being our guest on the show. We are ending it almost. We got 1 minute, but again, please support. We have your information. Oh, so Diamond K pulled it up, but we also have your information in the chat. Guys, if you want to be a part of this or learn more, please reach out to Sean.
I'm just trying to figure out what my business partner.
Oh yeah, y'all want to come over?
I mean, y'all laying all over. Like, did you want to come into the show?
Can I just watch?
No.
You just not put people on. It just ain't late.
Come on.
Okay. Edge is not laid, y'all. Edge is not laid.
So we have the come on. The owners. I'll see how she's in the background.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Sean.
Well, don't worry, I'll be back. Don't forget, I gotta get my Malcolm X, and I gotta give me another tuna fish sandwich.
Gotcha, man.
You heard that? The tuna fish sandwich?
Yes, I did. It was good. I didn't move from the front. I ate it right there in the front. I was about to go back in to get me more.
100%.
I drank 2 juices before I even got home.
Why don't they give me a juice before I leave?
We give thanks. We give thanks, brother Sean. We give thanks, man. Yeah. I'll give thanks, man. Anything you need from me, please let me know. But I'm definitely going to be reaching out to you this week for the minority business thing, as well as I'm going to send my donation this week. Just to pay 1 or 2 of the young people, you know what I mean? 1 hour.
Yeah, save me a magnet. I need to buy a magnet.
Oh yeah, I got 3 left. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Well, save me 1.
Say no more. Gotcha.
All right. So thank you,
brother Sean.
Thank you again for. Oh my gosh.
Hey, what's up?
Thank you again for being our guest on the show. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Come on, outro. This is again a great opportunity. What we haven't seen them in a year.
Peace and power to the people, bro. We don't have good days to create them. We're trying to restore the village. It's not that hard to restore the village when you're working with people that look like you. Treat them how you want to be treated. Peace and power to the people. We love y'all. Legendary. RTV radio.
RTV.
What up?